Another silo that we have here at Columbia is dry. To demonstrate that, we came out with a new technology for Spring 12, and it's Omni-Dry, which we came out with last spring, and now we added Omni-Wick Evap to our fabric. We have a fun demonstration here that shows the difference between a PTFE membrane, this is a 2-layer fabric, and our Omni-Dry with Omni-Wick Evap. And basically what we're trying to do is to have a better understanding of how moisture vapor transfer happens. And basically when you sweat, we want that water to go through the fabric in order for it to breathe. So in a PTFE example, basically what it does is it absorbs and releases the moisture as it comes through the membrane. With our membrane, because it's 50% air, it actually has true air permeability. Basically the key feature benefit there is that it's transferring that moisture effectively as well as regulating. So this requires moisture in order to activate, where this does not. It breathes on its own. But we realize that no matter how breathable we can make our membrane, you're still going to sweat in high activity. So what we decided to do is come up with a special blended compound that we apply to the backside of the membrane. And this membrane is designed to do one thing. It's to break up the water into smaller particles, so that way you can enhance the moisture vapor transfer. So an easy way to think about that is, if you have a funnel and you pour a certain amount of water through that funnel, it can pass through a certain amount of water. But if I overload the funnel, it gets kind of a bottleneck and overflows. Same thing happens with pores in a membrane. So if you overload a certain area, your breathability starts to diminish. In our membrane, we're spreading that out so that way you have basically more funnels working for that same moisture pool. So I'm going to show a quick demonstration on how that works. So what we have is a hot plate here, and it's designed to be at body temperature. And then we're going to put a drop of water in each one to show, one, the moisture vapor transfer, as well as how our evap spreads that moisture out. And you can already see there's some steam coming up on the fabric there. And what it's doing is it's passing the moisture through as well as spreading it out over the surface, so that way you can have more moisture passing quicker. So we have the dot difference there. But the main thing is when I peel this back, what it did to the water droplet. So as you can see on the PTFE one, the water droplet is still intact. It didn't get broken up. And in this particular zone of the waterproof breathable membrane, it's overloaded. It can only pass so much water in such amount of time. In ours, it started to spread it out, and you can see kind of like the little porous structure there. And basically these darker areas act as basically a moisture highway, if you will. So it's really controlling the flow of where the moisture can go, which then allows it to accelerate the moisture vapor transfer, which keeps it at a much more regulated breathing rate over a longer period of time, where in this zone it's going to take a while for that to go through. So that part's overloaded. So technically breathability has diminished in that area now. And as you can see, because ours is a totally hydrophobic system, meaning it doesn't like water, it's not holding onto it. It's not absorbing anything. So it wants to get rid of it as quickly as possible. So another feature benefit is that it dries very quickly and feels extremely comfortable next to skin.